We spun into Azahar Wi-Fi with Poliwhirl, and the battle is gonna get slippery. This isn't your average link cable duel. We're bringing Pokemon Red online in a way it was never meant to be played. Let's go digital, and today we're gonna give it a proper whirl. So grab your Link Stones, Game Boys, and those other things. And let's dive into one of the most unforgettable retro showdowns with the one and only Corey. Corey's leading with one of the most classic Pokemon in existence, being Gengar, as I lead off with good old Thordane. He misses a Hypnosis right off the bat as I go for the Yellow Magic, the beautiful, beautiful Thunder Wave. And that is going to get that Gengar paralyzed. He's so fast, but luckily paralysis isn't something you can heal off in Generation 1. That makes Hypno more than a match for Gengar as an Ice Punch in comes. Please don't freeze! Please don't freeze! Oh, but he gets a crit. That does a lot of damage considering he gets a crit, has high special, and also, he is so slow, yet he crit. Speed is based on crits. Crits are based on speed in Generation 1. Psychic comes through from the good old Hypno, does quite a bit of damage, and the special drops. So from that, I can definitely take him down with another one. I'm not in range of 2 Nightshades. It would bring me to 55 after the second one, so I'm very, very safe and very comfortable to just go for a Psychic. Also, funny story to play on Nostalgia. Has anyone else ever called it Physic? Maybe I'm just the only lonely kid that called it that back in the day. He's going to show up with a Dragonite. Now, I'm looking at what I've got here. I got Sergeant Frog, I got Big Mo. I'm going to go to Big Mo. We go in Gone Fishing Big Mo, and going into this because I don't believe that normal moves can paralyze normal type Pokemon, but I think they have to come from normal Pokemon, so I'm not 100% sure. I have Reflect Ice Beam Lax, which is more than capable of dealing with whatever this has, as he shows Arcanine. Now Arcanine, of course, having the Fire Blast, having the 1 in 3 chance of burn, and also for those of you that don't know, with Generation 1, when you swap out, Reflect is actually gone. In comes a Body Slam. I'm going to bring in the guy who inspired the idea. Let's give this Azahar Wi-Fi a whirl as we bring in good old Sergeant Frog as Corey withdraws Arcanine for a Vaporeon. I get the Vaporeon to sleep, and he was like, man, heck right off, dude. It was so funny. We actually had 3 battles. This is the only one that was worth saving. Set up a couple of amnesias, I'm thinking this is a perfect opportunity to get Poliwhirl really, really spinning, if you know what I mean here. And, yeah, it doesn't work in the same favor that you would think. It's fast asleep and can't be moved. Alright, so in comes a Hydro Pump at +6, and guess what? That doesn't do anything to Vaporeon. It's about a 4th, looks like a 4-hit KO, and also having to waste power points. Missed the Blizzard straight out as he goes for a Toxic, putting Sergeant Frog on a timer. You know, it's so crazy, too. Growing up with Toxic, I couldn't ever understand the move, how it, like, stacks more damage. I just knew they would Toxic me, and, like, 2 or 3 turns later, I would die, and I wouldn't know why. It was, like, the craziest part of my childhood. Shoutouts to my childhood friend, Bill King. We lived literally 4 houses down from each other, and played Pokemon Red and Blue like crazy back when Rare Candies multiplayer was a thing, and we did it like crazy. I think Charizard and Figaro and Poliwrath were the ones on his team. Anyway, a +6 Blizzard does finish off the Vaporeon from this range. In comes the Zapdos. Now, what's hilarious is in the couple of matches we had previously, I actually lived a Thunderbolt. I'm at +6 special defense. He's like, give me crit, give me crit. I'm like, no! Dadgummit, I was going to eviscerate this thing off the map with a +6 Blizzard, if I hit. And that definitely would have taken it out. That leaves me to bring in Jim. I'm pretty sure that I'm hoping I can live a Drill Peck from this range. Don't crit me, please. Let me get this Thunder Wave off. No, just go for a Psychic. Definitely Thunder Wave would have been the play here, just to paralyze Zapdos. Zapdos is so strong. Although, usually they do run Agility to offset the Thunder Wave paralysis. So, that is a thing. Unfortunately, Jim has his service. He has thrown his yo-yo for the last time as I bring out Rockman, which is more than a match for Zapdos in Generation 2. Vaporeon is the first thing that I saw to check right on. What else do you have to do so? Tauros. I'm going to go for Rock Slide. Did you guys know in Generation 1, Rock Slide doesn't actually have the possibility to flinch? Crazy to think about. He goes for a Blizzard, and I was like, alright, I could probably knock out with Earthquake since Rock Slide did that much, but Corey pulls a Corey and gets a Freeze. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And I was like, well, okay, let's go to Thordane. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Coming into another Blizzard. This does quite a bit of damage, not quite half. And I'm like, alright, if I go for Agility or Thunder Wave and then I set up my speed and paralyze him with Thunder Wave, there's a very high chance that I'll crit because I'll have double speed plus he'll be paralyzed. But Corey crits again within the next 3 turns. I guess Poliwhirl came into the battle and someone caught a cold. In this case, 2 of my Pokemon caught a cold. You know, Frozen is so maniacal because you're on minimal 0 HP, you can't do anything, you can't unfreeze with Fire Blast or a Fire Move or anything. Haze is the only thing that will unfreeze you, and I'm pretty sure your opponent is not just going to care or have Haze on their move slot. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to bring an Omnipsycho, I am faster, it might even be a speed tie, I'll check after this battle. I get the crit, finally some luck in my favor as Omnipsycho does take out the Tauros. I'm wondering what else Corey has. I knew that Dragonite was there. Got to be very, very careful. I do have Rock Band in the back, but I know Dragonite do tend to carry the Blizzard. And also there is a Hyper Beam with my name on it. Funny story, I don't believe Dragonite's Hyper Beam will actually one-shot Alakazam. I think there has to be some residual damage here. As I paralyze him here, as he goes for a Body Slam, I'm hoping he doesn't get the Paralysis, because if he gets the Paralysis, I'm definitely in range. I'm in range of Hyper Beam either way, so I'm hoping I can take him down. Maybe a crit special? No. Hyper Beam, 179, no chance, no mercy, and it goes down. And by the way, if you didn't know, and there's a crit too. By the way, if you didn't know, that's twice, by the way, that you've crit with slow Pokemon. Anyways, did you know if you kill a Pokemon with Hyper Beam, you don't actually have to recharge on the next turn? So Dragonite gets a couple of turns of full paralysis because the game loves us, and Blizzard comes through, bringing Rockman down to... Nope, it just takes it out with a crit. Never mind. I thought it actually lived on abysmal 0 HP. My final There's only one Pokemon left in reserve. I have Reflect, Ice Beam, Snorlax. I set up Reflect. He goes for a Blizzard. And I think what's hilarious about this entire thing, not only does he get the 3rd freeze, but I think this is within like 7 turns. The luckiest battle. Like I said, someone caught a cold. In the case of 3 of my Pokemon caught a cold. A couple Blizzards, a couple full paralysis, and a couple Body Slams later, Corey takes the match. Guys, I gotta ask you a question. Would you be interested in seeing Corey and I battle across every single generation? We won't do it right now, but it would be something that I think I would be very interested in doing, especially with Azahar. Get Azahar, let's have some red, blue, and yellow, gold, silver, crystal, Wi-Fi battles, and until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Power on, power off.